So let's start with part 2 and understand the spiritual conquest. Now, coupled with the military and material conquest of central Mexico is the spiritual conquest. Now, like Castilian society as a whole, the church is also a part of the crusading adventure, especially after Spain had experienced 300 years of reconquering the land from the Moors, from the Muslims. So this is known as the Reconquista. So the church was a crusading institution. And the prospect of mass conversions for the church, of course, is very exciting to the Pope. So all kinds of orders are going to be moved towards the Western Hemisphere in the expansion. As much as there was a material expansion, there is the expansion of the church itself. So all kinds of orders are going to benefit from this particular expansion. Franciscans, Dominicans, Augustinians. Basically, as one historian said, they were the shock troops of the spiritual conquest, because they preached, they converted, they baptized, they built, they educated, they wrote, they researched, they administered. So that by 1560, they perhaps numbered 1,000. They established by 1560, in a 40-year period, 160 convents. Now, the Franciscans are the ones that are going to be important for us. Franciscans, first Jesuits and then Franciscans, because they dominated the center, the west, and the northwest, while the Dominicans dominated Central America and the south. Now, the densest concentration of missions at the very beginning is going to be in the heartland, in the Valley of Mexico. So when you go into the Valley of Mexico, you'll see missions everywhere, churches established everywhere. Franciscans often gained a brutal reputation, sometimes using the sword, the stocks, and the whip to join souls for Christ, whereas Dominicans preferred a gradual, cautious strategy of conversion. Now, one of the things that's most important is to recognize that the church is likewise involved in transforming native peoples. And one of the things that the church is going to do is they're going to transform native peoples into Spanish-speaking workers for the material conquest. So the church is working hand in glove with the material conquest. Material conquest can't work without the spiritual conquest. Now, the church will do whatever it can to also participate in that process of assimilation, negotiation, and of course, eliminating resistance. So the church is very important in trying to transform native societies, and it becomes a very important cog in the wheel of conquest and colonialism in creating settler societies, settler states. So let's go to a film clip and let's see what happened to the Mayan as the church moves in and destroys their history.